I just finished talking to Mike Bass and Ken Houston and Bobby Mitchell. And the great thing about seeing these Redskins today, it's the one time where I can kind of step out of the official role, because growing up here, you know, whether it was Pat Fisher or Jerry Smith or Darryl Green or Art Monk, those were the Redskins that I grew up loving. Talk about loving. These are the Redskins I grew up loving.
That's a big, strong guy.
And to be able to spend time with these guys kind of brings you back to being a young man, young boy, and coming to games with my dad. So those things are important. I think the Redskins have done a tremendous job bringing the alumni back, and it's important for the community, and I think it's very important for the players themselves.
And is it important for them to be still connected with you guys too?
Absolutely. You know, the Washington, D.C. chapter is one of the largest former player chapters in the country. We wear that as a badge of pride. But I do think that the way in which our players can stay connected with their union, it's something important for the business of football, and certainly something important for the young men who are coming into the league.
All right, welcome back. I'm Marvin Jackson with Mike Richman. And Mike, the Redskins could make that run again this year like they did last year, but I think it's going to be very important that Robert Griffin is back to his old self again, right?
Absolutely. Well, it looks like he's regaining that form from last year. We're not seeing as much scrambling, running, Griffin going around the edge. I think they're trying to turn him more into a pocket passer. But yes, he will be instrumental if the Redskins are going to have continued success and make a run.
All right.
He's I'd say, the key.
Okay, well, let's hear what some of the Redskins alumni said about that.
I have been through a reconstructive knee operation, probably a little bit more severe than Robert Griffin's. But regardless, when you're coming back from something like that, no matter what you think you are mentally on the practice field where nobody's going to hit you, to getting into the game and having people around your legs again, it takes a while to get back into that flow.
When I hurt my knee, when I came back, there's a mental game that you got to conquer, and first before you really physically can come back physically. And I think he was a little hesitant initially, but now he's improved each game. So I think the more he plays, the better he'll get.
Yeah, we all know that he coming off an injury last year and got off to a slow start. But you watch him last 2 weeks, you can see vintage Robert Griffin. I think the most important thing is, like last year, he came in and elevated this football team. I think right now the football team got to elevate Robert.
All right, you heard that from Doug Williams. They're going to have to help him out some, huh?
Well, right. He needs a team around him, and it seems that he's getting that support. I mean, as evidenced by the win over the Chargers, Pierre Garçon had a monster game, 170 yards receiving.
He made some fantastic catches.
Oh, yeah. And Alfred Morris is having another great season.
Yes, he is. He's the only running back in the top 20 yard gain running backs that has a 5.0 or better average per carry. He's the only one.
He's averaging more per carry this season than last season.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then, of course, the defense is going to have to help him out by, getting them back out there on the field, because the defense is going to have to make sure that Robert doesn't have to score over 30 points a game.
Right. Well, the defense is 30th in the league right now as we speak. But what Haslett did last year, which was so impressive, while the defense was near the bottom of the league, they made big plays. A lot more turnovers than in previous years, and we're seeing that this year as well.
Yeah, and then you've got young players like David Amerson coming around, even getting better. And so probably the defense is going to have to step up too.
I mean, if D'Angelo Hall continues playing the way he has, I mean, he's having an all-pro season, I think they can overcome that allowing yardage. They can overcome that with making big plays, and big plays at key times.
What are some of the big games that they have coming up? Of course, this game in Minnesota, and then you've got Philadelphia right behind that.
Right. Well, first of all, any game is huge right now. I mean, they lose another game, their playoff hopes are are going to keep slipping. But I think they'll beat the Vikings. The Eagles will be a very tough game, in my opinion. Foles threw 7 touchdown passes against the Raiders, and it's always tough when you play the Eagles in Philadelphia.
And they've got that hurry-up offense, too, and that may be a problem for our young defensive backs.
Well, it certainly was a problem in the season opener, but I think any defense would have had trouble with that offense in the first game they had seen it. So the Redskins know more of what to expect, but Chip Kelly's offense seems to be coming around.
All right, and so you think they're going to win in Minnesota, maybe be tough in Philly?
I'd take them 31-17 in Minnesota, and I would take the Redskins 24-10 in Philly. It won't be easy, though.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your books, Mike.
Well, I've written 2 books, the Redskins Encyclopedia and the Washington Redskins Football Vault. The Vault I sold out of last year. It was a memorabilia book. The Encyclopedia I still have copies of, and very comprehensive account of Redskins history.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being with us, Mike. It's been fun. And thanks to rookie cornerback David Amerson for joining us by phone earlier. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. I'm Marvin Jackson. See you next time. Thanks, man.
Thank you.